So we're gonna show the trailer, what it starts off before we start the whole event. So let me check what's open right now. So we only have I forget what her name was. Is it Mercedes or? Well, I could check from the summons. This is what's her name. Mercuria or Grina? I don't know. Okay. So that and the story is out right now. So her story. Yeah, let's start the trailer.
Damn it! Just wait and see, Jay. I'll make you pay.
Hey, Geo, right? You forgot this. If you need help, find me in the New Age Market.
Why is she holding on the sharp side?
Good afternoon, San Francisco.
So this is the New Age Market. Then this must be where those two troublemakers are hiding.
And now some bad news. Legends is to make a deal with Hate Street's very own Joe for a slice of that tasty New Age Market pie.
Let's play a game.
They're fooling you, Paulina. Don't you see it?
Enough! I'd rather die out there than stay here and never live at all!
Mind yourself, please.
The revelation! The last revelation is coming!
The game isn't over yet, Jay. The Honorable Apostle and Miss Mercuria have been expecting you.
Something in Joe's in the next banner.
Jay, what are you going to do when your friends point their knives at you? How do we keep their sacrificial lambs from leaping off the cliff?
Matilda is like in a lot of the stories. Alright. What's this good calendar? So achievements. Alright. We're starting the story mode. Stage 1, Weekend Fever. The disco ball and the pretty girl gets ready for a great time, friend.
Good afternoon, San Francisco! To my days out junkies, my loud and proud mischief makers, and all my beautiful little heartthrobs. It's your oldest and dearest friend, with the straight shooting of your father and tender loving just like your mama. It's your boy Vincent, aka the Old Ostrich. Bringing you a balanced dish of good news and bad news. Let's soften the blow with the good stuff first. The New Age Market has finally gotten a little reinvigoration after the harmonic convergence. Was it a sign from another world, or the harbinger of a Mayan doomsday prophecy? Who knows? But why worry, my lovelies? Keep those heads in the sand and your ears to the ground. Because more visitors means more money. Huge potential for young and old to make some dough. Now, to hit you with the bad news. Yesterday's gangland battle stretched from the Styx all the way to the steps of the People's Palace. And it came with a particularly heavy drizzle of bullet casings to rattle you all night long. Last night, Leger Zeded and his Arcanus minions booted the Tung Ching Cham so hard in the ass that they've been driven right out of our city. If you're brave enough to head out into the streets, might still find a few gold teeth left on the ground. Now, the sweet, naive souls among you might think that means our fair city will finally have a moment of peace. But you listen to Papa Ostrich here, kiddies. This is only the beginning. What the Cheers wants is nothing less than the whole damn city. And I have it on good authority where he's headed next. I'm told his aim is to make a deal with Hate Street's very own Joe, aka Jay Brown, for a stake in that juicy new age market pie. Here's hoping that it goes smoothly, but if that fails, at least we'll have some quality entertainment. Now it's time for the old ostrich to duck his head again, leaving you with some solid music to groove your body and shake your booty with our next track, The Golden City.
Papa Ostrich. Give me a break. Anyways, what can I get you, guy?
Tequila. Tequila. Gino waves his hand and the rest of the gang breaks off into the crowd.
And
He puts a bundle of notes from inside his jacket and puts it on the table.
Straightforward. I like that. So what are you after? The waitress's phone number? Ticket to an underground boxing match? Or are you after someone specific?
The bartender idle chatter digs under Gino's skin.
you know what I'm after? I'm after you shutting your damn mouth.
He yanks the bartender by the collar, pulling him in close, and as he growls him out his next words.
Cut the smart with me and listen, because I'm only going to ask once. Where is Jay? Point him out. Get your ass out of my sight.
Whoa, hey, easy, man. I'd be happy to. You gotta tip me. That bastard owes me money, so you can go ahead and beat his ass. Don't want to kick for me.
He drops the bartender's collar.
You better not be playing with me, because that's a good way to get cut.
But hey, man, little heads up. Jay was born and raised in Hate Street, and he knows the place better than anyone. Ran circles around the cops. It won't be easy to corner. Plus, he's got a lot of friends around, so picking a fight here could go south fast. Never know who's liable to stand beside him.
Gino's eyes narrow and darts around the room, but the bartender attempts to change the subject to calm things.
But you know what I say. The good times are over, so Jay and all his crew can bite the big one for all I care. Hey, and just so you know, you're the first one with enough guts to mess with it, so whether you're here to break his nose or... Well, this shot's on me, bro. To you, your boss.
The clean shot glass at last breaks the ice, as a weird, wolfish grin escapes Gino's face.
You're a smartass. We need more people like you. Young guys these days. Jammed by arcades and slots, you know? These adult children living in their mother's basements. They ought to be out here begging for a job.
A heavy hand lands on the bartender's shoulders.
What's your name, pal?
It's Vern, sir.
Put it there, Vern. Call me Gio.
Their hands cross together in a hearty shake.
All right. Now you point me to this J bastard. And afterward, if you're looking to do some hustle, meet me at Rooster. I'll take you to the boss. But, mind yourself around him, will you? The old man's been unpredictable lately. Quick to fly off the handle, you know?
Thank you, sir.
The bartender moves to speak, tilting his head to one side.
I probably shouldn't pry, but what do you want from Jay? If you want to take him down over Hate Street, you'll be disappointed. This place has got nothing but struggling folks. You couldn't mug someone for enough to catch the bus.
What else could it be? That damn new age market. Don't know what Pops is planning to do with it, but he's gotta have it. Not like I'd give a damn otherwise. What kind of schmuck does business in a gutter like this? Pops is stubborn about it. Used to be I'd have a say in private, but he don't listen to anyone now except those freaks from the Order of Enlightenment. Not that I'm crying about it, but robbing folks who ain't got no money, kicking them while they're down. It don't sit right. But orders orders. So maybe I'll turn a blind eye when I can.
The grin on his face goes sour, and he scans the bartender's face again.
You ask too many questions.
No worries, man. You were looking for Jay, right? That guy in the suit. Near the dance floor? See him?
His followers join him as he moves, advancing like hungry wolves towards the target. The bartender drops his act, and with it, his smile turns fierce. At the same moment, the silent woman stands up from another table and makes a graceful exit.
See you later, Jay.
The bartender responds with an particular nod. So I thought this. The technicolor lights cast everything in a dreamy glow. Caught in the ecstasy of the pumping music, the dancers on the floor are unaware of the scene unfolding nearby. The lead wolf fixes his gaze on the target and signals to his back.
3, 2, 1.
On the signal, they rush to the well-dressed gentleman.
Hold it down!
In a flurry of action, the gentleman is thrown from his seat down to the ground. As the violence erupts, the crowded dance floor freezes, and the music stops a skit.
Gentlemen, what is happening here?
Gio steps hard on the gentleman's shoulder, leaning down on him. His face is twisted in a predator smile.
Tie up his hands, but careful you don't break them. For now.
Sure thing, Mr. Gio.
His grip tightens, veins bulging, and then... crack. The gentleman's hands pulls loose from his body, popping up through the grip and rolling across the floor.
What the hell? What's going on with... Huh?
An unseen hand taps Gio's shoulder. He turns his head. Pow! A heavy punch strikes him across the jaw.
That hurts. You got rocks in your jaw.
Jay hits his bruising hand before extending it down the mannequin's gentleman on the floor.
Trust me, you're the perfect bait. You draw the fishies in like a magnet.
Bait? This is terribly unbecoming of you, Jay. Do you realize how intense this is? My body may be artificial, but my soul can feel pain too.
Gio spits a gob of red from his bloody mouth.
You lying sackish.
He wipes his hand across his face as he is helped by his followers. The lackeys all square up besides the leader.
Not so friendly after all, huh?
We'll continue our conversation later, Jay.
Fight scene now. Oh, we got... we'll leave Jay in there. We'll see how he fights.
My duty lies with you.
Wait, so debuff counters.
Time to heat up the forge. What you think about this? My forge, my rules.
Under attack.
Alright, so he's okay, counter, okay.
The moment of
Dark blade.
Loading.
benefit from reading.
Let's see what his special is if we haven't. Wait. Oh no, we killed him! I want to see what his Jay's special looks like. Geo's dagger falls to the ground in a ringing clatter.
Now who's lying, Mr. Geo? You took my shot, but you didn't even break that J guy's nose. Still, thanks for the offer. Give my best to Mr. Leger for me.
Geo's beat and he knows it.
The old man is gonna like you, smartass. See you next time. We'll have another parlay, you and me.
He falls back towards the door, flanked by his lackeys, before making a hasty exit.
Yeah, yeah. Run on home with your tail between your legs. Legers, losers.
Looks like he might need a dentist, because he just got kicked in the teeth. He'll be home crying into their cereal soon enough. The way they're huffing it, they could have outrun my 4-cylinder Hummingbird GR8100. They must have missed their calling. They ain't dentists. They're track stars.
The dance hall breaks into jeering laughter. Bottles are raised and chin made in recognition of their triumph.
Cheers to unbreakable bonds. To unbreakable bonds.
After a cassette of clinking glasses, the music is sprung up once more, and the club returns to their dancing. The excitement continues for some time after, only being broken by the arrival of a disheveled-looking young.
Look, Jay, I gotta go. The shelter is gonna be closing up soon. My partner at the shop, you know.
He rubs the stained black fingers across his face, shaking off some flakes of drying blood.
He doesn't like it when I come in covered with blood. Scares the Richie Rich types away.
It's getting late. The celebrated atmospheres wear thin and tired as more people leave.
It's all good, bro. Thanks for coming today. Is anything I can help?
Jay pats his friend on the shoulder before pulling him into a hug.
You know where to go.
Alex sniffs, returning the hug with a tight squeeze.
Thanks, bro. But if you're really such a good friend, how about you spot me $250,000 or so I can buy that sweet new convertible Lamborghini LM50? Well, since we're such good buddies, right?
Yeah, sure thing, buddy. But after I give you a knuckle sandwich.
See you around, Jay.
Waving off the most gentle giant, the rest of the group gather around Jay. Spirits are still high as he basks in today's victory. But tomorrow, he must get back to work. The moment shifts as the stumbling dummy drives a playful kick into Jay's leg.
Would you kindly give me back my damn hands already?
Hey, stop kicking me. Just a sec.
My apologies. Where were my manners? Please don't take it personally, but I need to warn you that...
Whoa, wait. Someone's missing.
The disco ball continues to spin over the empty dance floor.
Where's Mercuria? Hey, Miss Sputnik. Have you seen her?
His eyes fix on a shining ball, which stops then descends from the ceiling to speak.
Oh, Miss Mercuria. She left in a hurry, carrying that dagger those rough-type gentlemen dropped.
Do we follow her?
No, of course not. She's just doing her thing.
He struts, looking out past the door. Grimy alleyway. Gio stumbles. He catches his breath before glancing back through the long alleyway.
The old man didn't tell us what kind of mess we were in for here. I'm not paid enough for this.
Hey, Gio, right?
He stands unmoving, unblinking.
You're just giving it back? What's this meant to be? Some kind of insult? Hey, yo, your boss runs me off. Now you're giving me back my own knife like I'm some pity case? Think I won't hurt you because you're a woman? Think again.
Anger overtakes his awareness of the woman, and he swings out his arm. The dagger drops to the ground, and he reaches into his pocket, producing a wand.
Be the void!
What is this?
The black arcane symbol dissolves in the air as soon as they touch her.
The color of your energy is as dark as the coal in Jay's forge. No, worse. Darker than I've ever seen before.
She jumps down from the fence and picks up the dagger.
You're afraid. But something else besides that. I see a burning energy. The embers of a home reduced to ashes. A harrowing darkness that's followed you throughout your life. When your wife and child left you. When your debtors begged on their knees at your feet.
What are you talking about?
I understand you now, Mr. Gio. Forced to live with this darkness inside you.
She seems lost in her own thought.
I'm sorry if I scared you, but I'm only here to return this.
He delicately placed the dagger into the coat pocket. He shivers as it's hit by a chill wind.
You're a boy trembling inside this brawny shell of a man. You're too far down a path that you never wanted to set foot on, Mr. Gio. If you need help, find me in the New Age market.
She hums softly, her steps light as she walks back to the dingy alley. The man stands in place, lost in her words, until the alley cat leaps over his shoulder. In his daze, he recalls the first time he fired a gun, the blood and brain matter, and the troubling midnight he spent hiding in the bathroom after. We got a slow bro in chat. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know a lot of stories would be bad ending, good ending, and then like a perfect ending. Alright, let's get back to the story. We're on part 2. Won't be amused to death. Oh, and also, I'm not sure if was I pronouncing your name right, Hoshikori? Thank you for the raid again. So, part 2, won't be amazed by death. Grab the remote and crank up the volume. Nice. And like a new screen I haven't seen before, the diner.
So as I take off the tire, I notice the gal. Some rich lady from the market's got a crazy look of worry on her face. So I tell her, break my jaw if I'm telling a lie. We're good folks here. Don't believe me? Just ask around about Jay and his friends on Hate Street.
At the bar, the drunken mechanic sways unsteadily, bellowing out his story. Yeah, Lilia is also one of the cute ones. Like, she's carefree, doesn't care. I know, like I think we did her story. Like, I think she had a story, right? Like how like she in her old days when she was a student, and I think what she was, I forgot what the reason was, but yeah, it's like she's carefree. The diligent satellite, now serving as a bartender, hovers close, wiping up spilled drinks from the table.
Please, take care, Mr. Holic. You have been drinking way too much.
Come on, Holic. You don't got the balls. I saw this guy get a nosebleed yesterday, and he cried like a little baby. Back me up, Jay.
He jabbed Jay with the elbow, but Jay fails to react.
Hey, Jay?
What?
Also, based off the story-wise, which version was your favorite? And Roland, if you're still here, same question for you. What was your favorite version or episode?
Did they bust your head or something? You're off daydreaming and we're talking about some rich bimbo.
Sorry, Mr. Beckett. I believe Jay's present concerns may be revolving around, you know, Legers the dead.
Nah, we all have stuff, Shirt. Take a look.
It's Mr. Onion!
Uncovered video shows FAE used as new execution method. What will the minds of those Hollywood producers think of next?
Oh, I think I've seen images from this video. From spam mail and newspapers.
We're still trying to identify this woman to confirm the authenticity of the video. If you have any information, please call us at 429-7234 extension 7. Up next, homebound or hoodwinked? The mystery of this so-called long-lost son. We turn to the story of Sergeant Howard Eden, a retired Army veteran, and the stranger claiming to be his long-lost son. But is this a heartwarming reunion or a sinister story of senior exploitation? Let's...
Always hold up the image dying sputters of static before cutting out entirely.
Oh, too bad. You know, it's good fun watching all her nonsense and sensationalism.
Hey, show some respect. Sure, that whole how woodchucks could control the world piece she did was a little iffy, but who knows what those woodchucks could chuck at us?
All right. That Ledger's thing is really bothering me, okay? What's his story?
The drunk mechanic jolts awake and upright with a new excitement.
I've heard it. Not gonna lie, kinda sick. Cops hate him, but the street punks love him. They say, back in Hunter's Point, a bunch of guys was torturing him, had him tied up like a pig. And when they got tired, they put a gun in his mouth and made him eat it. The bullet went straight through his throat out the back of his head. But when the cops came, they found nothing but a few bloody teeth. He was gone. Scary, right? But here's the thing. Yeah, Legers is a pure human. So what happened? Where did he go?
He waved his arm dramatically, animated and almost cartoonish in his performance. But his audience is less than captivated.
Mr. Hollick, I think you've been watching too many of those horrible Romero movies. People returning from the dead. That's hokey cinema, not reality.
Hollick goes red, unable to form any defense.
I can only assume this Legers the Dead made up this rumor himself. Perhaps so he might attract more powerful arcanists to his side. Potion addicts, smugglers, card sharks, getting them all under his thumb until he can gobble up the whole of San Francisco.
And yeah, it's been working, but not anymore.
Wait, so is this take place in San Francisco?
Afraid you're overestimating our strength, Mr. Hollick. Their enterprise is much more dangerous than all our previous rivals. No less so if they're aiming on partnering up with the lunatics in the New Age market.
Gotta agree with that assessment, Pioneer. It's been days since my last session with a paying customer. Seems like everyone is joining up with them, and their energy is disturbing, to say the least. They've been poking around my shop looking for some rare sort of books and materials. Kinds I never even heard of before.
I would advise avoiding direct confrontation, Jay.
I hear you.
It's a rare moment to calm consideration of their head-headed leader.
Avoid confrontation. That's the right move for sure. But it's not going to be possible. They aren't giving us a choice. The cops abandoned Hate Street a long time ago. Ain't nobody that cares about these streets but us now. Remember? That was when all those artist trailers were burnt down. After that, the rest of the diviners and such were ran off quick. It's only those loonies that have stuck around. Misguiding arcanists, making everything worse.
He looked to his friends.
We were smart. We would have left then and there. Closed up shop. Took the first bus out of the city. Ran for our miserable, pathetic lives. But then, we ain't that kind of smart, are we? But this is our home. So we've got to make our stand here, or we'll never stop running.
The mannequin next to him speaks, broaching his words carefully.
Please don't misunderstand me, Jay. I'm only saying this fight is beyond our capabilities alone. Should we not consider asking...
Don't you finish that thought. In fact, don't even take it.
The sharpness of the tone is clear. The idea is beyond consideration, not to be touched on, not even to be breathed.
Look, I know what you're saying, but... I don't know, man. That kind of talk is for cowards. We don't have to get them involved in this.
You have to admit that they care about Arcanists, despite all their bureaucracy. Turning to the Foundation would not be a bad choice for us, Jay.
A perfectly timed silence. From beneath the bar, the round bartender floats up as he's speaking.
Yes, Mr. J. I think Mr. Pioneer might be right. I don't want to lose my job because of these bandits. I'll be glad to bring you to the Foundation.
Your assistance would be more than welcome, Miss Disco Ball. It couldn't possibly hurt to reach out to Paulina. Maybe she could help us with the red tape. She's your sister, after all.
Jay looks away and huffs audibly as a childless, most silly display.
No. No, no. I'm only gonna say this once, and it's for real. This is our own business. Nobody else's. Especially not hers. Paulina made her choice. She could have talked with me.
Oh, I wonder why the text font changed on the other saying before.
She had the chance. She's had years. Not a word. She has her own life, and she made it out of these streets. She ain't coming back. She ain't even looking back. She's not that little girl tagging around us anymore. She's got fancy marble floors now. Got all that decency and good taste that she never had here. She doesn't need us. You think I'm gonna scrape down on my knees for her? Rather stick my foot in hot slag. At least that way I'd have one leg to stand on.
Jay, please, just give it some thought. This may be the only way for all of us to survive this.
Ugh, need a drink.
He mutters and steps away from the bar. But as he does, a darting figure glides into him as if unfamiliar angle for both of them. What do you run into?
Something just hit me in my...
He crumbles over, wincing with pain. As he collapses, a handful of coins tumbles to the floor.
Shoot! Run!
The small boy makes a panicked spirit from behind the bar. The round bartender scampers out of revelation.
Mr. J, all the money in the bar is, how is it you're saying? Gone!
Catch that kid!
So this is my main party. So I think for the story mode, we don't need any healers for now. And also, I think for my one that I thought was pretty interesting was the Uru games with Lydia, or like her story wise. All right.
Can I start running?
We're fighting the kid?
Boss, this kid's like a rat. He's scurrying in between those boxes. We can't catch him.
Looks like we do this the hard way, Jay. Don't blame us for breaking nothing. Come out, you little rat. I got my eyes on you.
Alright, so what these do? When destroyed, the destroyer side purifies all stat thinking. Okay, so
The moment of utterance.
Charging. Loading. Aim and shoot. Eliminate target.
why is this why is it blue or covered now?
Charging.
another jar?
Target confirmed.
Victory secure. I should
Cat
excuse
Eye
myself.
Wilson. Wisen. Beckett moves to block the little thief, grabbing him by the scruff of his neck. He takes a look at the thief's face.
Ha! Knew it. Cat Eye Wisen, owner of the most infamous sticky fingers from here to the market and back. Little dude, I know your dad ran off with those guys from the Order of Enlightenment. But why didn't you go to the shelter? You trying to get yourself hurt out here?
Let me go, you big jerk!
The would-be thief spits on his face.
Sooner or later, someone is gonna teach you a lesson or two. Don't think that arcanist mom of yours wants you using your cat eye to steal things.
Beckett grabs the boy's hand, taking his remaining coins. And he reveals a gruesome cigarette burn on the boy's hand.
I know things seem tough right now, kid. But acting like the world owes you something, it's gonna bring you nothing but trouble. When I got my finger chewed up by that machine, I lost everything. I could've went around sticking up places. I didn't. Think you got it worse than me?
Mercuria picks up the coins drew on the floor and walks over to them. She signals Bigot to let the boy go.
Hey, we gonna let him go just like that?
As he releases his grip, the boy falls to the ground. Mercuria lowers herself to the boy's level, gently slipping the coins back into his dirty hands.
Go on. Your friends are waiting out there.
They look towards the door. A group of ragged, filthy children are watching them back, retreating timidly as they meet their gaze.
But, Mr. J...
It's fine, Sputnik. Let him go.
These kids lost their homes to the New Age market. Their parents deserted them. They've got nowhere to go. Beckett, look at them. You can't compare. It doesn't work like that. Each suffering has its own energy.
The boy picks himself up, muttering a thank you as he walks uneasily towards the door. Before he reaches it, a hand rests on his shoulder.
Hey kid. You and your friends looking for some almost honest cash?
You mean... Thanks, Jay. I got sharp eyes. I can do lots of stuff. Counting coins, cars, finding water drops. I'm great at spotting cheats and shady dealers.
She pats him in a brotherly gesture.
Easy, kid. Fill your belly first. Miss Sputnik, please get these kids some burritos. Dang, kid, those arms are like chopsticks. Hey, Miss Sputnik, let's make those extra meat. Alright, man. Consider my second thought over.
She slumps over the bar, giving a long sigh at the old photograph in his hands. In the photo, he stares at the girl carefully, while he looks cold, longing for independence and freedom. Regardless.
But get this straight. If I see her fold her arms and give me any of that snooty attitude, we're gone. Out the door. No discussion.
I wonder who that is. Is it a sister or someone, or like a family member? Or like a good friends? A simple letter, clear of dust, a underlying concern is evident, but there's also a hint of restraint. Return to sender, April 3rd. Hey, I heard you just arrived at the old headquarters of St. Pablo Foundation. I bet you're disappointed on how they put on air while talking to Crass. Haha. How have you been? Everything alright? Talk soon. Waiting for good news, kiddo. April 20th. Hawk is saving up to open a repair shop. The guy's finally coming to his senses. I still haven't gotten your reply, Polly. If you threw my letter in the trash or burned it, let the mailman know so I don't have to keep wasting paper. Are they keeping you so busy that you're at your wits' end? The restaurant's always ready to have you back. Take care of yourself, kiddo. Part 3. A small box. It's not too light and not too heavy. The wind sways the window shutters as it blows it through its gaps. The thin door does nothing to block out the noise beyond it. Clattering dishes, clinking glasses, and chattering talk pepped with curses. Curled up in the bed, a girl sniffles, holding her teddy bear tightly.
But Joe, those men in white said there won't be any more bad people around the school. And nobody will be hungry, just like before, like with Mom and Dad.
Okay.
They'll give us candy, and soup, and real meat every week, and a big comfy house.
She raises her little hand as is reaching out to a dreamlike house.
Cover up a little more, Polly. You're gonna catch a cold.
So Paulina's nickname is Polly. Her brother wipes her nose with the back of the course and calls his hand. Also, they are siblings.
You can't trust anything adults tell you like that. If they give us candy or soup or even meat, it's because they want something from you. Nothing you get in this world is just given away. Least of all from people like them.
But they did give me a fun job. See, now I can make small dolls and sell them for money.
The shabby pile of dolls are stacked up at the old wooden table nearby.
That's because they need you. Our little Paulina is one of the most cleverest kids in all of Hate Street.
So, I'll say bad guys?
Bet on it. Only good adult I ever met is Mr. Tang.
Okay. But Joe, what if they're not lying? You don't have to wash dishes, or take off tie-offs, or any of that stuff.
Jay! Hey, Jay! 2,000 beers for our guests! Get the move on, lazy boy!
A loud voice booms throughout the door, her sharp tune but
Don't
certainly
overthink it, okay, kiddo? I'm right here with you. Always will be.
Okay, but if you do leave, you have to tell me first, because we'll always stick together. Deal?
Deal.
He rubs her hair before tucking her and her bear into the blanket.
Sleep tight, Polly.
We're at the foundation! Perfectly aligned, some stone columns bend into the wall. The floor is spotless, overly tidy, even the slight above the shine is exactly a symmetric pattern. It is a distant and alien world to them, nothing like a cluttered alley and unkept streets of home.
This place is ritzed up like a palace. Who do they think they are? Who needs a floor that shines like a mirror? What, they hire a dog to lick it clean every day?
Oh, Philistine as ever, Jay. It's evident the people here must possess exceptional aesthetic taste.
I'm at my limits of you sucking up to them. This place is built like a fortress, a bomb shelter. Makes me feel like I've got a target on my back. Can't imagine why anyone would feel safer here. You ask any artist, they'll say, clean kills the soul. Might look clean and tidy on the outside, but inside...
He looks around, absent-mindedly, failing to notice the 3 staff members walking in his way. Wham! Sure to collide, sending the small girl sprawling over.
That hurt! Ugh, just what this place needs. Another stupid oaf that does not know how to watch where he is going.
Hey, mind your manners, short stuff.
Excuse me? Did you just call me short stuff?
Jay's clearly taking his pleasure in the petite girl's annoyed outbursts.
I apologize for my friend, miss. He ought to mind his own manners.
Considering you two look as though you have just wandered in like, how do you say, lost puppies? I'll let it go, just this once.
Are you here to register as Arcanus? Sorry, we're just in the middle of a shift change. Please wait a moment.
Isn't it Fiona's shift? She should be able to handle this on her own.
There is work to be done, people! Quickly! Vite!
Got it.
She leads the team away with shift half thumping steps.
Hello. Welcome to the St. Pavlov Foundation Reception Center. How can I help you?
Hello. We're here to visit a member of your staff for, some private matters. If possible, we'd like to have a conversation with her in person.
The staff member smiles, is visibly forced.
Sure. Please read the visitor's advisory here and fill out these forms.
The dense tower of paper tumbles out of her hands, spilling out over the floor.
I'm so sorry, sir. Just let me pick these up.
Jay bends down to help her pick up the documents.
Relax, miss. It's nothing, just a short visit to my sister. She's like a clerk here, or something. Nothing important. Her name's Paulina Lesage. Just tell her that it's her brother. Just popping by for a visit.
The receptionist falls silent and pale.
Paulina Lesage. Could you tell me your name again?
It's Joe. Joe Brown. You can call me Jay.
Fiona access shifts through the scattered paper. She looks down at the list in her hands, then up to the person in front of her, who repeated the process several times, as if confirming something with delicate care. Then she stands, and after regaining her composure, begins walking down the hall.
Follow me, please. Miss Paulina was one of the first people I met when I joined the Foundation. She was so talented, so incredible. It was no wonder they gave her all the big assignments. I could always tell she was very proud, and not in an arrogant way. She never turned her back on people. I always knew I could turn to her for advice.
You walk to the end of the corridor. All the staff members move about their work. There's a spirit in the air, light, almost joyful, as if it were the day before the holiday.
It's the first time that we swept Manus that badly. They even forgot the rest of their supplies in the basement. What are they gonna do without those? Now that we have some spare manpower to chase after them, I heard the Team Razor has started searching for the Foundation's lost assets. After all this time, we're finally back on the trail.
I don't know, man. Good as it seems to be, I'm worried the news is getting out of control. Now rumors are spreading everywhere. It could get dangerous. Otherwise, why would we have been assigned here with Mr. Bernard to get to the bottom of this?
Shh, sip it.
The people chattering by the door takes notice of a familiar visitor, shifting their gaze as they make way.
What, you guys having a party or something? Never seen an office so... smiley.
feels like a sales day at the mall. All those eager girls and boys running past the window. A mood like this usually comes with good news.
Please don't pay them any mind. They're just chit-chatting. Doesn't really mean anything. It might mislead you even.
She takes the key from her pocket and inserts it into the lock. But she doesn't turn the handle. Her wrench rests on it reluctantly.
Gentlemen, come in please.
Beam of harsh light descends from above, stretching near to far. The space is vast and silent.
Despite all the smiles, it hasn't been easy for us recently. Our time and resources have been stretched thin. We've suffered a lot of losses. It still feels a little unreal that we're still standing. A lot of good people sacrificed everything they had to get us where we are.
The walls are lined with transparent cabinets, each marked by a stamp-sized photo. Next to the photo, the label numbers increase like a timer, progressing digit by digit. The number grows, ticking over tens to hundreds and further.
Excuse me? I suppose that's also just idle chit-chat. Maybe I don't know any more than they do. I only just wanted to say, since you're family, that Miss Paulina was one of the best people I've ever met. An asset to everyone here at the Foundation.
Wait, so is she okay? Is she not here? She stops before yet another column of cabinets, no different from the many behind and in front of them. Each one is the same as every other, except for the photo.
Gentlemen, this is where the remains of all those that died in the service of the St. Pavlov Foundation are kept in memorial. I'm so sorry that I have to be the one to tell you, but Paulina is here too.
What? There's no grave, no coffin ornament, just a transparent cabinet to serve as her headstone. A plain and ordinary box, void of any sentimental.
You better know what you're saying, miss.
He pretends not to see it, but he knows exactly what it's there. The unmistakably blue ribbon.
I'm sorry, Fiona dear. Would you mind giving us a moment of privacy?
I'll be waiting outside.
Her figure grows more and more distant, receding back through the space until it vanished altogether.
Jay, are you going to be all right? Talk to me, Jay. Is there anything I can do for you? Maybe we can take a look, just to be sure.
No, don't do anything. Damn it, don't you fucking do a damn thing.
He struggles against himself, failing to hold himself back.
How can all that someone was be in a box like this? It's so small. This is some kind of sick joke.
Jay! Easy, Jay, easy.
Pioneer grips his arm tightly, staring directly at him. The atmosphere is filled with heavy, unspoken tension, until Jay lifts his gaze to meet the mannequin's own.
Do you have her photo? You stay here. I'll go double check.
With trembling hands, Jay pulls out a crumbling old photo from his pocket. He holds the photograph, comparing it closely to the one on the box. Then a strange look of astonishment washes over him.
Jay! Jay! This can't be right. Come here, Jay. You need to take a look at this.
Jay walks toward him like a zombie, and then...
Wait, this? What the heck? This isn't Paulina.
It's as this light suddenly flickers over his head.
So then what? This is all some kind of bullshit? That woman out there just decided to mess with my mind? Or did she not want us to see Paulina?
Maybe they got the photo wrong?
No. Look at that ring on her finger. Polly wasn't married. She couldn't be. She would have told me. Unless... she just doesn't want to see me at all. So maybe she put her friend up to all this. But this just gives her away. Polly said it herself. She'd rather die than stay with me and never live at all. I knew then she'd never look back. Man, this was stupid. Never should have let you talk me into coming here.
I know that sometimes brothers and sisters don't get along, but I thought that only meant little fights, quarrels over toys. This is something much worse.
We're leaving. Now. Ugh. I can't stand the idea that she's just looking at me through a monitor, maybe even laughing at her pathetic loser brother. Get me out of here before I turn this place upside down.
I apologize. I'm sure this loss must feel...
Jay hides his face, making a giant show of his tears, while Pioneer gently pats his shoulder.
Such heart-wrenching news. I'm crying my eyes out.
It is an oddly captivating performance. If High Street didn't work out, perhaps you ought to head to Hollywood.
Oh, but there's nothing we can do now. Sorry for bothering you. We'll be on our way out now. Let's go, Jay.
Propped up on one of the man's shoulders, the heartbreaking act is nearly flawless.
Please wait, gentlemen. You need to fill the visitor's log form first. And... let me see. This one.
He pulls out a yellowed and worn piece of paper.
Please, sign your name here as her next of kin.
Consent form. To document that I've confirmed the death of a Foundation staff member. What is this?
He looks up with dissent, catching himself as he remembers his supposedly weeping face is dry, and buries it back down again.
Why do I have to sign? Don't you understand? I can't take any more of this.
I'm sorry, but please bear with me. I thought we might confirm her belongings with you. It's standard policy, though usually within the Foundation. Then I could ask my superiors. Maybe they'd let you take these home. Here, I'll just need your name and address.
What? That's just sick, miss.
His expression changed abruptly, raising into a bitter skull.
You're really asking me to sign some papers? For what? So you can hand me off some old junk and pretend this never happened? You think that's enough to get me to stop asking questions? Where is she? Did you really think it would be this easy, sis? That I didn't care?
He grabs Pioneer and runs off without looking back.
Sir? Sir! Security, stop those two gentlemen! They haven't signed the confidentiality agreement!
Before securities can react, Zua has already escaped into the crowd.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Man, move your ass or get moved.
He darted through the bustling halls, dodging employees with cat-like grace.
What's going on? crap to us like we tried to ditch a bill for dinner.
Told you these Foundation creeps are all the same. As soon as you don't buy what they're selling, they start trying to get you shot. If she wants to cut me loose, then she can damn well say it to my face. But not like this. Not this bullshit.
They went through the twisting corridors until they at least find an exit and dive through. There's a wave of uneasy commotions in the hallway as people gather in the throng. The tall man moves through the crowd. As he passes, the throng goes silent.
Fiona, can you tell me what happened here?
To be continued. Alright. Part 4. A new guest. Along with a new mission. So what actually happened to Polly or Paulina? Is she actually trying to, you know, cut ties with her brother? Or doesn't want to see him anymore? I don't know. What's the... I guess we'll get into the more story to see what the reason is. And what actually happened to her. Nearly stacked clothes lie on the bed, the suitcase open and empty, and on the eve of her departure, she paces back and forth in the room, tending as it goes.
Route 77. Mais je ne comprends pas. Pourquoi est-ce que les éditeurs du As-tu iraient visiter un endroit si désolé? Qu'est-ce que ça pourrait dire sur Urde? D'accord. Au moins, je peux passer voir maman. Ça serait certainement une surprise. Ce que leur Mathilda a accompli va rendre toute la famille fière. Ma fille, ma Mathilda, enquêtrice spéciale pour la Fondation Saint-Pavlov. Maintenant, la petite Mathilda ajoute une autre étoile à la lignée de la famille Boaniche.
Knock, knock, knock. The sound of knocking comes from an inconvenient time.
Miss Boaniche, a moment of your time. Unfortunately, it seems our mission has been cancelled.
Oh, she can't travel anymore.
Cancelled? Why?
You may have heard what Fiona did.
Well, I had heard the chatter about it certainly, but she only just started as a receptionist. It is no matter if she is a little unfamiliar with the processes and,
Per regulation since the first storm, families of the deceased employees are no longer informed of their deaths. But she made a mistake, or forgot. And the two arcanists she received earlier got away from her near the memorial hall. They didn't even fill out the proper forms.
pas bon. That could indeed represent a serious intelligence leak.
And Mr. Bernard asked that we get ahead of the narrative before it gets to the press, given how fast the news spreads in this day and age. New orders are for us to find these two visitors and prevent the information from further spreading.
Us? Of course. So then our present task tracking down the editor of O2 will be reassigned to some other team.
Correct, ma'am. Tracking down these two arcanists was given top priority. And those two were the same ones you ran into earlier today.
The lost puppies! Fortune-telling, alchemists, arcanists of all stripes gathered together, creating a sprawling marketplace. From magic-infused chords to rare alchemy texts, and a dazzling array of herbs, this good have attached a steady and constant stream of visitors.
My friends, after the harmonic convergence, we discovered the failure of prophecy
and eschatology, and the new possibilities of coexistence between the faith in Numa and science. They claim there is one God, and God is dead. But is that so? Friends, it's time to abandon the disputes of religions and to know that we are one. God is you. God is me.
In the midst of bustling crowd, a speaker gives a lecture to no one in particular, seemingly unconcerned if anyone is listening at all.
We've got information that our escaped visitors have gone into hiding with an energy healer called Mercuria. It's crowded here. I'd rather not attract attention to ourselves, so keep your heads down.
A solitary tent stands out in the corner, a refuge from the bustling crowd.
Some kind of temporary tent, and a sign lying on the ground. Something's not right. I barely sense any arcane fluctuations here.
Could it be a trap? This market is filled with unregistered arcanists, not to mention the human tourists. There are sure to be dangerous ones among them.
Shh! Go for sharp ears until notice a faint whispering sound emerging from inside the tent.
I shouldn't have come. They're gonna slice me up and feed me to the pigs.
The deep, painful cries of a man breaks the quiet of the moment. Irreverent thoughts it may be, it draws the investigators in. The girl shifts her feet cautiously as she is approaching a sleeping, coiled python. She delicately lifts the corner of the tent opening and peers inside.
Pigs will eat everything. All the bones, your head, not a hair left. That's how they treat traitors. Pops won't save me then. He won't stand at my side. No.
The mysterious girl placed her hands over the hulking man's trembling hands.
But here you are, Mr. Geo, shivering like a new leaf, because you're ready for an answer. The answer to yourself.
He sniffs the air around him.
You brought a strange smell with you, and a weak, faltering energy, like that of someone gravely ill. Have you been to any hospitals?
No. Just following ledges. Nowadays, only visits we have are the living or the dead ones. Not much in between. We don't deal with addicts or sick dogs. Wait. Shut it. Before you start, I'm not buying any of your goddamn spices or candles. I'm just here for an answer. How did you know about the fire that took my family? How? Are you some kind of psychic? Or a prophet? Tell me! Tell me!
He jerks his hand away, only to begin gnawing at his nails.
No. Oh, I shouldn't have come here. Unless... maybe I'd chop off your pretty little head and give it to him. That'd be my excuse.
In an instant, he presses the dagger against the girl's throat. Matilda fights the urge to rush forward to help. Whoosh, the candle illuminates the room, stuffed out.
What have you got? What do you see in your hand? Is it a knife for my throat? Or a diamond-covered key?
Shut up! Stop babbling! You're just a witch who survived her burning! A liar!
His head trembles again.
Breathe. Slow and true. Look at it again. This is a dagger forged in your own dark flame.
He looks at the dagger as if seeing it through new eyes.
Everything has a shell of meaning. But hold your gaze on it and it all strips away. Until those words become strokes of black and that dagger becomes a cold sheet of metal.
Her incense burner released a puff of strong, scented potion into the air. All at once, the dagger transformed into a blazing fire. It slithers up the man's arm, towards his face, rolling and coiling like a snake.
What's going on?
Meaning is a cage. Cast off its shackles, and nature reveals itself to us. Don't be afraid. Hold that feeling. Now close your eyes with me. Do you see it? A door surrounded by darkness.
Yes. The door is shaking. Like something's behind it. No, it's scared.
Don't try to picture it. Take away the shell. Just tell me by the impression. Where does it lead you?
It goes home? Fire! The door's on fire! No, I don't want to go there. Not there. Someone's screaming. Savina! My baby! No, no! Help them! Help them, please!
That's over now. Look around. Who is with you?
Pops and others? They're standing with torches and chains.
Who are the others?
I don't know. I don't know. Their eyes are covered by hands. No, not hands. Those are hand-shaped masks.
Manners vindicte!
A beam of light breaks in from above, expelling the smoke and darkness from the scene. The extinguished candle catches flame once more, and all present returns to reality.
Hey, who's this girl? Didn't your mom teach you not to spy on people?
A hand stretches from behind and lifts the investigator up to her feet.
You!
Behind them, urgent footsteps reach the scene.
Miss Boniche!
Damn it. You're the girl from the Foundation. Ain't that just my luck?
I fling the girl from his hands like a hot potato. Or Jay flings.
Catch him!
We're fighting Jay. Oh. Thank you for the follow, Rena Leon Nada. How's everything? Do you also play Reverse 1999? Oh, thank you for the 10 biddies. So I'm just I'm not sure if you played Reverse 99 or not. We did finish our Wuthering Waves Storekeepers. Okay, Ray. The Ray's easier. So I'm guessing you also played Reverse 99.9. Have you finished the new version or the new story? Oh, okay. Are you... Wait, so no... Been pulling on the gotchas. So, wait, have you been pulling on this season, or are you waiting for the next banner? Because I know I've been pulling for Lucy. I got her to, I think I got her to P2 or P3, I forget.
Can I start running?
The moment of utterance.
Newly made this year.
Charging.
Learn from silence.
Hey, this body's all natural.
Got you.
Victory secure. I should excuse myself.
Oh, nice. I'm still wondering if I should want to get Six's new outfit or not. Like his Six is in a detective costume. Alright, we're doing Part 5, Integration. Wonder if Matilda, okay, so it's just story, no fighting this one. Tent interior. He's forced to one knee, lifting the long wrapped shaft that has been on his back, as spells continue to strike him, forcing him into a step-by-step retreat.
Mr. Brown, we have need of your cooperation. We do not want to hurt you or your friends, but should you continue to resist, we'll be forced to take necessary action.
Unbelievable! So rude! Even as an arcanist, all he does is this vulgar hand-to-hand combat. Still, that long stick he carries most certainly isn't a toy. Gentlemen, if you would be willing to come quietly and play nice, I will consider lowering your risk rating in our report.
She tries to reason with them, keeping in mind her desire to search for the man who mentioned the Magnus Vindictus. But he is already gone, and the dagger lies undamaged on the ground. Her teammates gain ground on the would-be warrior, who has sunk into his knees.
I gotta say, sometimes I wish I could take a knee and surrender. But
He smiles still through bloody teeth.
sadly, even after all those hard knock lessons, I never learned once how to raise the white flag.
He reaches into his pocket, ready to grasp the handle of a small and agile bowie knife.
Put it down, Jay. Your fight is over.
This is the smoke of burning mandrake. Cover your nose and your mouth.
Miss Monish, hold your breath. Stay away from the smoke.
Sleeping smoke, sleeping gas. But the smoke is already too thick. One by one, they give away, collapsing harmlessly to the ground. The situation changes in the blink of an eye. She moves automatically, falling back to the entrance, only to find that the tent has been shut tight. The bound girl and her kidnapper looks at each other with disdain, like two squirrels fighting over a chestnut.
You should know that kidnapping a Foundation investigator and interfering with an official investigation is a serious crime. Especially when you've kidnapped and only Matilda Buanish, a pivotal figure in the St. Pavlo Foundation we're talking about.
Pivotal, eh? Huh. A whiny little pup happens to stay standing from a little smoke. Yeah, I don't see anything worth being proud of.
He extends a finger to give the girl's forehead a sharp flick. As the first approach to the interrogation, it proves falsely effective.
Stop it! This is rude and indecent!
Tell me, did Paulina send you to ask us to sign this bogus confidentiality agreement? Let me guess. She's probably still hiding in the Foundation office, right? Too scared to see her own flesh and blood?
What are you talking about? Who's hiding in our office? We're here to bring you and that mannequin back to the Foundation. This is a serious violation of the Visitors Advisory.
Jay, I think we should ask this another way. Miss Buanish, what proof do you have that Paulina Lesage is dead, as your receptionist claimed? The photo on the box isn't hers, just some look-alike or airbrush job. So how can we believe anything else you say?
You're saying the Paulina you know isn't the same as the one in this photo?
Jay seems nonchalant, yet his eyes are filled with concern, the gravity reserved only for great
How can I
love.
explain this to you? Please, be assured that we have no reason to lie to you at this juncture. Actually, you shouldn't have found out about any of this in the first place.
She falls silent for a long time, pondering how to best express herself.
Maybe I'm not familiar with your Paulina, but I do know that there was a woman at St. Pavlov's named Paulina Lesage, and I know that she died. As far as the claims of different photos, mementos, it's complicated, and there is a little I can say freely, but headquarters is working on it, and many other similar cases. I don't have the kind of clearance to know what's really going on, and even if I did, I couldn't tell you. For everyone's safety.
He looks entirely unmoved.
Huh. So our little prize investigator's also in the dark. Maybe we can just go ahead and jot all these questions down and send them back to the Foundation. Or maybe we set up shop here. Just let any old passerby take a good look at them.
He lifts a chair.
Hey, wait a second!
After a moment, the hostage looks up reluctantly.
If I could prove this Paulina of yours is in fact deceased, then will you come back with us to the proper paperwork, yes? Then we can be getting out of your hair for good.
With a light tone, she proposed a deal. Yet all involved suddenly grow hesitant and quiet.
The burden of proof lies with you, Special Investigator.
All right, but I will hold you to your word, mannequin. Before we begin, I should say I don't do this lightly. But if you need to know, don't say I didn't warn you.
She released from her ropes. She pushes the other aside, smoothing out the black velvet cloth on the table, before placing the crystal ball to the center.
I am a diviner.
And thanks for the hydrator, Abby.
I suspect that sort of practice may already be familiar to you. I'll need an object that symbolizes Miss Paulina, or something related to her. It must have a deep connection to her, something she once owned or often used. I will then begin my scrying using this object to the fog in my crystal orb and reveal to us her current existence. But if we find nothing beneath the fog, I am quite sure you understand what this means. And then I will be needing you to return with me. And as I have heard that energy healers are able to detect the flow of Pneuma, the Madame here will be able to prove the authenticity of my divination. No?
I'll see it. Yeah. Like I saw the arcane energy flowing from your little friend's hand to their wand just now.
Jay, what do you think of all this?
Jay leans against the edge of the nearby cabinet, keeping his distance and responding from afar.
My sister's little minion back at the Foundation already exposed the line. Still, seems only fair I get to spy on her back. We'll see who's laughing now, sis. All right, Frenchie. This is hers. Take it.
A plush teddy bear. It now is the last thing she had from her parents and one of the last things she had of hers. Everything is in the place. Medela eased the tension in her chest with a deep breath.
Then let us commence.
Her hands scourged this crystal ball as she closed her eyes. Absent moonlight and tides, her regular breathing becomes erratic under the stress. But all that is no matter to her. The only thing she has to do is find one person, and she does not even need to find her, only to prove that she exists, or that she does not.
Thread that binds all. Show me the trace of the one to whom this belongs. I bid you to respond.
The crystal ball emits a faint glow through her fingers. A heavy mist arises, stirring the inside of the ball.
Lift the fog. Reveal what existence lies hidden from us. Give us your vision. Sight beyond sight.
Time passes as the swirling mist slowly, achingly dissipates. Matilda withdraws her hands from the crystal ball. She gently shifts her eyes away. The little bear beside her appears to have its eyes fixed on the ball.
What? All that and you just stop? This thing busted or something? Nothing happened.
Jay, the divination is over. The energy is gone. Just like she said.
Jay feigns ignorance. Still, he is far calmer than any thought he should be.
You come all this way for what? Just another Foundation trick? So, what is it this time? Did you mess around with the orb? Some kind of protection skill? I don't have time for these games. Jay!
The mannequin's voice is deafening.
It means she's really gone.
Sorry, Jay.
He keeps up his stone cold palm. Wait, no signs of anger or astonishment. There is no change in his expression at all. It is both emotional and emotionless at the same time.
Jay, are you still with us?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine.
The words hang stiffly on his lips.
So I guess it's legit.
He looks into the crystal ball again. His lips parting as if wanting to speak, but nothing comes out. As if wanting to ask 1,000 questions at the same time. He turns his head again, his eyes drifting out of the crowded market to a girl dancing in the midst of the crowd. A girl adored with a crowd of flowers. She twirls graciously. The crowd applauds, her face joyful, happy. He wants to cry or scream, or even take the ball in the hands and smash it to pieces, but he does nothing. In a swirling swarm of grief, despair, and rage, he finds his center. Unnoticed by any present, a faint crash appears in the base of the crystal ball. Market vendor. I heard that they have a falling out with the clinic doctor, which led to the doctor quitting his job altogether. Otherwise, why would they need so many rare herbs and injections? Besides, we hear they're desperately seeking healers and doctors, supposedly because of the mysterious patient in need. Who has the balls to quit in front of Liger's gang? Unless, of course, by quit, you mean they end up dead. If you ask me, gathering those people and things you mentioned is just a small part of their elaborate plan. But enough speculations, there are more eyes watching us now. In any case, they're generous customers, so whatever they're looking for, so as long as they're lined up our pockets with cash, that's all that really matters. Did I have that one? Aww. Asylum is coming. The lost land shall wait and rejoice. Her luggage is half packed and already overstuffed. She's rushing, hastily throwing things in as she goes, unwilling to pause for even a moment.
That smug, know-it-all, manipulative bastard! How is it that I still need to learn not to trust anything that comes out of that stupid lying jerk's mouth? No mail today, sis. Nah, no visitors yet, Polly. Haven't heard a word. Just another pack of lies, and I bought them.
On the desk lies a crumpled stack of invitations from the same Pablo Foundation. Only one was ever opened.
Hey, Polly, open the door! What are you even doing in there?
Leave me the hell alone, Joe! Who the hell do you think you are to decide my choice? My future, my fate! Don't talk to me. Don't ever talk to me again. I'm leaving today.
A fierce response boomed through the door.
Whatever! Why are you even this obsessed with this mission of theirs? They're fooling you, sis. Don't you see it? Only two kinds of people that buy the peace be with us kind of bull they're selling. The first kinds are those like you, Polly. Stupid kids that don't know nothing about anything except what they've read in books. And the others are the ones fleecing you, taking all you got and spitting you out. Also, they can have more money, more control.
He pours out his anger, avertedly realizing the weight of his own words.
Paul, I'm sorry, alright? I flew off the handle. I made a mistake. But these guys, Paulina, do you think they care about you? About anyone? You're just another penny in their pocket. A coal for their furnace. They'll burn you up and replace you, easy as that. You think you're going out there, do something big, because you don't even know what life is yet. You just read about it in your books, telling you some about a Foundation member paying the ultimate sacrifice for others. Think that makes them some kind of hero. You don't know what that kind of sacrifice means, sis. Do they say how those brave Foundation goons really felt facing death? They aren't going to tell you they were afraid, that they hated everyone who put them there, that they probably shit themselves before they bid it, just wishing they could go home. They don't put that in books, do they? You read what they want you to think. It ain't the truth, Polly. Maybe I'm not smart like you, sis. I can't read the things you read, can't learn like you. I learned the hard way.
Enough, Jay! I really don't give a crap about what you learned on the streets. I don't want to hear it. I'd rather take my chances and die out there than stay here and never live at all.
Jay kicks the door hard, smashing a hole straight through it. He steps in through the now open doorway.
Je me sens désolée d'être le... Comment dire... porteur de mauvaises nouvelles? Mais au moins maintenant, ils sont prêts à coopérer, non? Seulement...
She taps the ground with the tip of her shoe. There's an unwilling feeling of shame rather than pride at her work in this moment.
Pourquoi est-ce qu'ils ne se sont pas encore réveillés? Nous devons vraiment apporter nos informations sur le Manus Vindicté à la Fondation.
She paces forward and back.
Après la mort d'Arcana, les restes du Manus Vindicté se sont tous dispersés dans l'air, emportés par le vent, introuvables. Ils ont même abandonné tous leurs cachettes et leurs ressources juste pour se cacher dans cette air. Et il semble qu'ils ont réussi. Il n'y a eu aucune trace d'eux jusqu'à présent. Eh bien, pas encore. Mais je pense peut-être qu'avec cette nouvelle, l'enquêtrice spéciale Mathilda Boaniche sera celle qui finira par trouver la clé. Je suis très certaine que mes capacités d'analyse exemplaires seront récompensées par nos dirigeants. Oh, peut-être même qu'ils placeront Mademoiselle Sonetto dans mon équipe.
A man bumps into her and then tumbles hard to the ground.
Mind yourself, please. I have had quite enough of these bumping accidents today.
Who bumped into her? She speaks, but he is oblivious to her words as he rises clumsily to his feet. His face is a wild contortion of joy and madness,
The
lacking.
enlightenment! Soon comes the sufferer's enlightenment!
Stop. There's a familiar pattern on his neck. She freezes in place, taking in the shock.
Le signe de Manus? Mais il n'a certainement pas été transformé en ces monstres.
Before she can take a step to follow, her surroundings begin to stir. They come one by one, then more emerging, all pouring in one direction as they drawn in by the funnel.
Enlightenment! It's the enlightenment!
The crowd stampedes across the ground. The moment passes and her immediately surrounding empties, leaving behind only herself and a few indifferent vendors.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Il faut que je suive cet homme.
She attempts to follow him, pushing through against the crowd, but the heavy press of bodies is like a wall.
S'il vous plaît, pardonnez-moi. Ouf, ils sont tous tellement en sueur.
She catches sight of a nimble shadow moving through the crowd.
Yeah. Chant louder, you stupid jerks. The higher you lift those arms, the easier it is to reach into those pockets.
She spies him as he darts under the legs and throughout a shortcut of short.
Un moyen astucieux de contourner, même si pas très convenable. Mais je suppose que la morale est loin d'être la chose la plus importante maintenant.
She crouches down and follows his lead. No one takes notice of her. All eyes are drawn to the older-looking man as he begins to speak.
Our world drowns ever deeper into depravity. The multitudes trapped in their cages of materialism and logic refuse to acknowledge the coming day of judgment and salvation. Instead, they sell their souls to violence, gangs, and vile music. Though they may laugh or cry, they know nothing of the truth and speak only lies, held hostage to their worldly possessions, but forgetting the value of their souls. But the sufferer didn't abandon us. They know where the souls are hidden. They will save our lost children, save us. They suffered burning pain, even faced death for us.
He allows a line of tears to etch down his face. Yet his words are spoken firm, and he shows no hint of emotions. Indeed, his face is almost mask-like in its stillness.
And now, together we are their children. Only we possess the truth of salvation. Police, governments, communities, and nations are only the deceitful constructs of history. Our salvation lies solely in the return of the sufferer. But now we must stand, shoulder to shoulder, as we anticipate our coming celebration of the Sufferer. We await. We rejoice.
We await. We rejoice.
The Sufferer has heard us. Know this, children. Now take heart, for we have another lost lamb who has cast aside the world to join us.
From the Sonic crowd, a man hobbles forward and kneels.
Legers, the Sufferer has bestowed their blessings onto your broken body and welcomes you to be their child. Would you present them your loyalty with the shedding of blood?
Tu sens?
I would. And I pray.
He holds up the dagger, drawing a long sharp cut across his palm, and lets out the blood stream down. Blood stains the ground below, forming a mysterious symbol.
Rejoice, for the passage to Elysium has been promised to you. All, it is time. Follow the bell ringer. The gate to Elysium shall soon be opened.
Elysium, okay. He raises his arm, and the crowd responds with feral cheers. As he lifts his robe, the answer becomes unmistakable.
C'est le signe du Manus Vindicte. Je dois retourner pour informer la Fondation. Je dois sortir maintenant. Bougez, écartez-vous. Merde, ça devient bondé.
The uproar stirs the crowd into an agile frenzy.
No, it can't be. Where is the key to the gate? Apostle Matthias, please wait a moment.
From the platform, the speaker catches sight of a darting figure.
Be vigilant all. There are deceivers among us.
She quickly quickens her pace, rushing without causing caution throughout the crowd. The two heads collide.
Ouch! Behold, the deceivers among us!
Where the finger points, the crowd instantly makes way, leaving the two surrounded in an empty circle. As Matilda returns to her senses, she realizes the dire nature of the predicament.
Papa!
Can I start running? Another jar?
Loading, charging. Loading.
It's newly made this year. Another jar?
The light that illuminates all. And now, to return to my long-term mission.
Dang it, dang it, dang it. Where did you come from? Didn't anybody tell you whose turf this is? We are in so much trouble.
The boy's pockets are stuffed full, jingling as he moves and making him roll in the awkward, clunky manner.
What? I can go wherever I please, you rude little boy! I should have let them catch you!
The edgy growls behind them, gaining grounds on them fast.
Where did they get this vehicle?
The capture now appears irrelevant.
Come on, kid. What did I tell you about making a mess? These freaks are mad.
The man on the motorcycle grabs the boy, pinning him to the backseat of the fluid motion.
Sit back. Rubber's hitting the road.
Ha 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 ha! So long, suckers.
Linda! Wait! Are you really just leaving me here?
Her legs are giving out from exertion, huffing with labored breath.
What brings you out here, short stuff? Starting to wonder why we keep running into it.
Another engine roars, and then the throttle eases as he pulls alongside her.
It's you! You should have listened to me and waited in the tent! You oaf!
You've got a funny way of saying thanks, French fry. If I listened to you back there, you'd have been stuck here and hung out to dry.
I got straight A's in SPDM's PE tests. I can take care of these cookie cultists all by myself.
As you wish, milady.
Release the Glaucus!
What is that? The magical critter snares and bares their teeth from a cage before bursting out.
Glaucus? No, they don't have such an acute sense of smell. It must be a kind of mutant they tamed.
Knight in shining chrome at your service. Just say the word.
Please, keep your distance, sir. It is me they are after. You must keep yourself safe. I am an investigator of the St. Pablo Foundation, and it is my duty to protect civilians.
Jay's like, what? Her words feel strikingly familiar. And also familiar Hurley's steps. Her intention is ruptured as she is lifted unwillingly onto the back of Jay's motorcycle.
Get on, Frenchie. Really didn't want to get involved, but you were starting to look like a lost puppy, so... You know, short fry, if you're trying to protect someone, you should learn when to accept their help. No one gets anywhere in this world alone. Not even at your big shot foundation.
The wooden house passed as they picked up speed. Matilda stuck her head up to speak.
I said, take the help! I said, take...
The blower profoundly tingles on his tongue, but for the moment, he swallows them back
Hold
up.
on to your socks! Water ahead!
Part 7. Best Buds, Best Guess. The Key to the Promised Land. The motorcycle slows as it enters the alley, having lost its mad pursuers. Familiar faces poke out from nearby, marveling at the new arrival.
Jay, where did you get this chick? I hope you aren't looking for a babysitter.
Hey, Jay! You say hi to Pioneer for me. Those heels he recommended helped me land a big role.
Hey, Mr. G, right? It's me, Brian. I've been looking for you. All thanks to you and that badge you got me, they finally gave me a room down at the shelter. They even offered me some dishwashing work tomorrow. No more sleeping in tents or under the overpass. Bless you, Mr. G. I owe you my life.
She stops his bike, reaching out to grip Brian's hand.
Oh, come on, Brian. weren't you the one that helped me get that girl's number? You help me, I help you. That's the deal.
From the distance, a man leading a critter approaches.
Hey! If it isn't my favorite customer, Jay! I got the latest edition of Motor Babe! You interested? I swear they're not pirated!
He offers her a warm smile as a reply, before kicking up the stand and twisting the throttle on his bike.
See you guys.
Hey! Hey! I'm talking to you, Jay! Want it or not?
Isn't that man calling you?
What are you saying? Sorry, this kitten here purrs pretty loud.
This thing you have behind your back? Is it not troublesome? Why do you take it with you?
Oh, my dad gave it to me. Carried it around for years.
What is it?
Hold on tight. We're almost there.
Items are stewed on the table, as the president strokes their chin, pondering over them.
Here's everything that was in that Bellringer guy's pockets. Think I got everything. Except anything that he was wearing under that getup. But there ain't enough money in the world to get me to rifle through some state cul-de-sac. Hey! Hulk, what was that for?
Sorry, kiddo. Jay said I gotta knock you on the head anytime you cuss.
Exactly, Hulk. We gotta teach this potty mouth some manners. Especially when there's a lady present.
Well, seems I have you to thank, Miss Buanish. Years of wasted effort trying to cultivate gentlemen for these cads, and you manage it in hours.
The girl nearby is filling with a competent detective, unfazed by their commotions.
SPFI portable contact device activated. Welcome. Verification success. Registered user, Matilda Buanish. Access level B.
It worked! I have a higher rank now. I won't be making the same mistake twice.
Emergency support. Apologies, as there have been no abnormal arcane fluctuations detected. The emergency support team is currently occupied. Please provide further details so that we can evaluate the necessity of emergency assistance. Support will be arranged in order of priority.
I knew I should have applied for an expansion to our team. They will be of no help at all. I will have to send my entire team back just to deliver my report to the Foundation. So we must count on them to bring support back.
Oh yeah? Support? You want to be a part of this, French fry? You finally taking an interest in all of this?
This is a central part of our mission. The Foundation will deal with this without letting nosy civilians like you get involved. If you must insist on helping us, I suggest you provide what information you know, and then I, Special Investigator Matilda Buanish, will solve the problem and save the day.
She reaches out to the key on the table, but a large hand covers it before she can grab it.
Yeah, not going to do that. There isn't one of us here on Hate Street that would stand aside while someone else saves us. You want to get a clue about this place? And the first thing you gotta know is that we deal with our own problems.
He makes no move to remove his hand, staring at her intently.
This would defy regulations. I would need to file for a special approval.
Well, you can have the key, little investigator Boanich, since you're so dedicated to your job. Whether you get your special approval or not, we're going to be the ones to take down those bastards. It's not about vengeance. It's that the people here, they'll never trust someone to do this for us. We have to do it ourselves. Judges, police, your foundation. One rat's nest after another promised to bring us change and then left us to the wolves. Nah. Worse than rats. At least they know how life here really works. At least they see us. At least rats don't claim to be our saviors.
He withdraws his hand and allows her to take the key.
We can only trust someone who's been through the trenches with us.
The key feels heavy in her hands, as if something weighing were attached to it.
Thank you, Jay. This must be the key to Manus's Elysium.
Mercuria, would you?
He looks up, signaling for her to continue with the explanation.
Yeah. This will be the key to wherever their hideout is. A place of dark revelry. They've kept it a close secret. But I've seen those that have come back from that place. They're transformed into something unnatural. Their flesh and their spirit, it wasn't their own anymore. Big shot businessmen groveling and sobbing at the feet of their apostle. And the most loving mother I know, she abandoned her kid by a dumpster. The friends we've lost, it's like they're gone. They aren't them anymore. They're possessed. Until one day, they just vanish, never to be seen again.
She shakes her head.
So, we must find this gate and flush out their nest of vipers before they can open it once more. Otherwise, our mission here and your chance to avenge your friends will fail.
She blurs up from her seat before falling back down.
Gets even better from there, French fry. That ceremony of theirs is set for the day after tomorrow. They're planning something big. Bigger than anything they've thrown at us before.
The boy raises his hand, eager to answer.
Yeah, I heard that big guy mumbling stuff like, the last revelation or something. Kinda weird seeing a big dude crying like that.
The last revelation? Perhaps then this is the last time Manus plan on opening the door to their Elysium?
Everyone knows what is implied.
And then they will be gone. Perhaps for good. Jay, you got a lot of friends there still. What'll you do when they point their knives at you? How do we keep their sacrificial lambs from leaping off the cliff?
He does not shy away from his answer.
Not my business to save someone who doesn't want to be saved. Never even really thought of saving everyone. Not in a long while. It's not worth the pain.
While the answer weighs heavily on the others, it brings her some relief, born out of trust, if nothing more.
I see.
The girl from the foundation pipes up.
Unfortunately, I cannot disagree this time. Still, we have time to make preparations in advance. Support is on the way, so until then, we must stay below their attention. I'm thinking that maybe we may try collecting more information by infiltrating their followers. Perhaps then we will have a better chance to find this gate of theirs.
She supports her chin as she stares out, strategizing in her mind.
Sure, Tildy. Tomorrow I'll show you around the New Age market. You can meet some of my friends. Figure out how to fit in. But maybe a change of outfit first. Who knows who might recognize you? And the St. Pavlov Foundation is not the most welcome organization around here.
I see. Thank you very much, Miss Mercuria. Oh, and I remember you know that Gio. We might collect some further information from him.
Gio? I don't know who you mean.
Her voice is sincere.
But do you not remember? It was just as I arrived. You had a visitor, and you called him Gio.
I haven't had any visitors all day.
That cannot be. Jay, you saw him, yes?
He meets her eyes with a blank expression.
The only thing I remember is some weirdo investigator poking her head into this tent.
Matilda scammers and bewildered at their answers. To be continued. Part 8, A Warning at Dinner. Go fetch, pet. Chambers, Order of Enlightenment.
Blood must be shed, and our blasphemers eliminated. You have proven your unwavering devotion. Roger, the Green Chair, Maya, the Petty Plague, and our human brother, Legers the Dead. Welcome to the Hall of the Sufferer.
A bundled person wrapped in red-stained cloth rises in a cage, giving out vague, muffled sobs. The apostle steps into the shadow, gently caressing the trembling body.
Shush, child. It is rude to disturb our precious feast.
The bundle quiet at the touch, though the trembling continues, causing the blinds to click and chafe.
Very well. Remain silent.
He withdrew from the cage and placed his hands on Roger the Green Chair's shoulder.
Brothers and sisters, our arcanist siblings, and your bountiful offerings gathered, have greatly enriched the coming ceremony of the Sufferer. We rejoice to see such devotion from the faithful, yet we are troubled by the sorrow and abomination now filling the world. Yesterday, 2 intruders broke the ritual of revelation and stole from us the key to the gates of Elysium. The precious gift of Elysium granted by the Sufferer before their agonizing sacrifice has been blocked from us. You should have kept the secret of the key.
Prolonged silence follows.
Let me use my green chair to grill this shameful rat. I'll make him talk, spill the secrets he hid, and present his flesh to you as an offering.
Well, well, Roger. Such a caring brother. Your offering is appreciated. Yet our siblings have already torn his chest apart, and still no secrets. Just another careless fallen brother. This is our final warning. The ceremony for the Sufferer draws near. I would keep a close watch on every one of our flock. Let not one among you linger alone, nor be held above suspicion. And the bell ringer who gave out our secret is here, in front of you. Tell me, which one of you would bestow on him our final mercy?
He fidgets for the key of the cage purposely. Is it Gio? Is it Gio the Rat Man? Ledger stands, breaking his silence. The cage door opens, a trembling lump falls to the ground, and wiggles like a helpless maggot. Two shadowy creatures descend the wall from above with predatory motions.
Good. Eat your fill, children, until it's done. Not a single stain left to offend our apostle.
The drooling critter tears at the wrapping, dragging the body across the floor, leaving the trail of fresh blood. They deliver a heart-wrenching howl before disappearing back into the darkness with their feast.
Our thanks, Brother Legers. All, be seated and enjoy the feast. You may be just a recent convert. Still, you have more than proven your devotion with your zealous contributions. But my child, something still blinds you, fetters you. That which deprived you of your control of the New Age market? A thing that threatens to hobble our fast approaching ceremony. Trespassers from the St. Pavlov Foundation, treading across our sacred sanctuaries as if they were their gardens. This failing of yours could reflect poorly in our esteem for you. Brother Legers, the coming of the ceremony cannot be delayed, and we will soon run out of patience. Retrieve the key.
My word is my bond. I will find it.
The apostle wipes the corner of his mouth with a handkerchief.
All is now prepared, but we still seek the one who will lead us through the ritual. A child overflowing with pneuma. Yet not a single soul now among our flock is qualified. We must seek the one who will guide the faithful on the transcendental path, to forsake the world and become one with the sufferer. I'm sure you understand what is expected of you. Speak to no one about this sacred mission. Find the one worthy of our ceremony for us and for yourself, Legers.
Snake in the grass. 2 bags of gold in the cave.
So this lovely young lady is family all the way from France, Mercuria? Well, let me be her guide to the wonders of America. Look at her pretty outfit. Add some crystal earring and a stylish one. I bet she'll be knockout, am I right?
That's what she looks like. What's her outfit looks like?
I appreciate your
Oh,
hospitality,
it's her
madame, but
tourist
I have a
outfit.
very important mission. A shopping mission. So much shopping to do. So, nice to meet you, Miss Cooper.
Oh, let go of the poor girl, Cooper. It's time I show her some real treasures. I'm sure they're much more suited to her than your old trash. Oh, and I ought to tell you, the Merchant of Eternity says she'll soon come to the New Age market, and she's bringing her stock of treasures. It's gonna draw in the crowds.
Ah, give it up, Marge. There's no way Eternity will like that old junk.
The 2 vendors squares up. They appear to have on course for either the confrontation or embrace.
Will you two ever just fess up and admit you're friends?
The two gawks at her words, looking at each other before falling into embarrassed silence.
Fine, fine, Mercuria. You don't have to poke fun. Just let us know how we can help you.
She responds with a greenish sort of look as she's opening up her purse strings.
A door. We're looking for a door or a gate. The one you mentioned before.
She chokes out her next word.
A door? Sorry, I need time to recall it. Hey, why don't you show Ms. Bonish around and I'll stay here to gather my memories. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still trying to rack my brain, and this old thing can only manage one thing at a time.
Is this your luggage? You're packing up?
Yeah, we're leaving this place. Before the wackos hold their ceremony, if we're lucky. When we came here, it was to find some safe place away from these people and their conflicts. But now they've followed us here as well. And we've already lost too many friends.
Her head's full.
I suggest you follow us out before whatever is going to happen here happens.
But is this not where you made your living? Can you so easily walk away? I thought everyone on Hate Street would be just as stubborn as Jay. But I think it's a wise choice.
Wise? Huh.
She repeats the words as if insulting herself.
Don't make me laugh. Hate Street, New Age Market. None of this is ours, really. Even the clothes on our back. All we own are the footprints we leave behind, until they're washed away by the tides of time. We live our lives on the fringes of a world that is not kind to us. We're used to it, fighting for every street. It's not worth it.
But your friends...
Maybe you ought to stop nosing around where you don't belong.
I'm sorry.
She gently tugs Matilda to her side.
Come on. We should get going. Maisha's got things to do.
Turn around and blend into the passing crowd until they disappear within the Madhu.
You shouldn't be so hard on her. You've had a hard enough time convincing yourself of what you have to do.
She sits down to confront Mosh.
Let's just focus on what's next. Nothing more.
What's keeping Miss Mercuria? There were only a few unexpected patrons. She should have already returned.
She walks towards Marina's tent, where three shadows linger constantly in the firelight.
Wait, Miss Matilda.
Oh, are you looking for Mercuria?
The peddler is pale with anxiety.
No, I'm looking for you. I have to admit something, Miss Buanish. I lied to you about the gate, but I have to protect my friends.
What do you mean? Why do you feel you have to lie?
The one shakes her head ruefully.
Because I wanted to give this to you in private. I know you're from the Foundation, and I think I can trust you. I know Mercuria better than anyone. If she knows the information I have, she will risk everything to help her friends.
She hesitates over her next words.
So please, don't tell her this. Don't put her in danger.
I do not think I can make this decision for you.
I get your concern, but she's my friend. I don't want to put her on a dangerous path. So...
She leans closer still. Whispers mingles with the wind, barely audible. Quick and light steps approach Mercuria's tent.
There's 3 guys in that tent. I knew the boss was here. But who's the third dude? Pollock? I heard he was in the market collecting information.
His hands was only just lifted the curtains when he feels the weight of a tall figure behind him.
What? Why are you here? You're that big guy. Let's lackey.
Gio turns back, afraid of being seen. The boy, now facing away from the tent, stares at the man with cold calculations. He reaches into his pocket to a waiting knife, ready for action. But the boy fails to notice a hand reaching out from behind the curtains. The night outside is kept at bay by the soft glow of lights from the dance floor. People press close to each other, exchanging suggestive glances, arm entwining and swaying. Amidst the intoxicating scene, the small girl at the bar is noticeably out of place.
Oh, que devrais-je faire? Si je dis à Jay à propos de la clé de la porte, alors Madame Mercuria le saura bientôt aussi. Selon le manuel de l'investigateur, attendre le soutien est l'action la plus sûre. Oh, mais si la situation continue à s'aggraver, d'autres civils pourraient être impliqués. Peut-être devrais-je alors laisser Madame Mercuria se joindre à nous, non? Où est passé Jay? Il n'est pas revenu une seule fois toute la nuit. Cet homme n'a aucun sens. Madame Mercuria montera bientôt sur scène. Je dois décider avant qu'elle y aille.
She leans on the table, adrift from her own mind, rocking a small cup back and forth with her hands.
Miss Buanish, it seems as though you're having a bit of trouble selecting between putting your money in stocks or real estate. Why don't you take this cup of hot chocolate to smooth out your furrowed brow? You're too young to have such a serious face.
He just attired performally.
You know, besides my modeling career, I'm also a professional investment and costume advisor, and the success of my friends is my best advertisement. Feel free to reach out for a consult if you're interested in making your money make money.
Thank you. Actually, I do have a problem that, as you say, relates to money. It seems I have now 2 bags of gold in a cave, surprisingly heavy, and no one person could take both of them out alone. However, there is a dragon devouring the gold. The longer I am hesitant, the more it eats and the less I can take. But I don't want my friend to risk their life for it. What am I talking about? Please forget it. Forget everything.
Matilda lowers her lips back to the cup, sipping her hot cocoa. Her advisor lifts his chin seriously and ponders her word.
Miss Buanish, am I right to infer that these 2 bags of gold don't properly belong to you? So then, if your friend decides to go with you, then you should respect them in their decision. They want to take on that risk with you. I admit, I've offered some poor advice since I first awakened. My suggestions at times have lost a gambler his home, but they also helped a father win back his wife and children. Surprisingly enough, they were the very same man. When you provide as much advice as I have, you realize that our words can't really change another person's fate. That's why I love watching window shoppers, the ragged folk that can't make it in, because they have the light of life in their eyes. Penniless as they are, I know that one day, some of them will return and take the clothes that they only dreamed of wearing before. And my favorite thing is to point it out to them when the day finally comes and say, "It's been waiting there for you."
The music stops. A hand pulls aside the glittering curtains. People seem in trance, their eyes following her every move. Mercury steps barefoot onto the stage, her arms raised like wings beneath the light, motionless, frozen like a photograph.
The performance is about to begin.
At first, one note collides with another. Then, the music rises like a caressing wave, enveloping everything in its vibration. Yet no one sways or cheers as it washes over them. People simply stare at Macarena with rapt attention. Those drinking from their glasses and mug pause mid-air from their arcade-slacking jawed boy ushered in a cascade of digital voice repeating, "Game over." She flourishes her arms, stretching them towards the light, like a hopeless seed emerging from the soil, until she reaches a sensational peak, and the music stops. The applause rises over the room, reaching its crescendo upon falling silence.
I do not understand. She is not dancing with the rhythm, and her movements, they are so bizarre.
Miss Bohanish, do you happen to know the meaning of the word ecstasy? It originates from the Greek word ekstasis, meaning standing outside or transcending oneself. People have been controlled by the commercials, slot machines, arcades for so long that they've lost sight of themselves. Souls too long constrained become rebellious, seeking something real outside the boundaries of convention and the illusions of flash and neon. So, they gather here for a dance that is free from the limits of rhythm and timing. She understands the heavy burden of time. But she also understands that she doesn't decide the fate of others. Like me, she provides another option. But in the end, we can only make decisions for ourselves. Her dance offers to break them away from the reality of time and the weight of decision, even for just one song.
The dancer, who has been on tiptoes, lowers her heels to the ground. She bows before making her exit. The dance floor regains its excitement. Its restless soul returning to the embrace of the night pleasures.
I see. Then I must tell her. Thank you, Monsieur Pioneer. Ah, elle est tellement pressée. Mais pourquoi ne se dirige-t-elle pas vers le salon? Je dois la rattraper. Hein? Où est-elle?
The girl doubles over to catch her breath, spots a familiar hulking silhouette in the distance, but if only leaves her move more bewild.
C'est bien Monsieur Gio à l'intérieur de sa tente? Ha! Je savais que ma mémoire ne me trompait pas.
She pinches her nose and dives into a nearby pile of garbage bags.
Elle nous cache quelque chose, et ce Gio semble être spécial pour elle. Mais si elle est de Manus... Non, arrête Mathilda. Tu ne dois pas faire de telles suppositions hâtives. Mercuria ne pourrait pas être...
She huddled over her shoulders or nudge. Who is it? Her eyelids grows heavy and her limbs grow weak and limp.
What is...
Sweet dreams, Tildy. The road to Elysium is mine, and only mine.
What's that mean? Alright, and we're gonna do 10 will be the last for the night. Part 10, see you rats. Take a seat at the mobsters game. Matilda wakes from her stupor.
Où suis-je? Est-ce la pièce derrière le restaurant?
The bedding is neatly pressed and folded, and the windows are covered in a patchwork of repairs. Despite the age and disrespect of the room, it is clean, nearly spotless.
Je dois me dépêcher. Madame Mercuria est partie avec cet homme. Elle nous a trahis. Je dois prévenir Jay. La cérémonie approche. Elle va dévoiler notre plan.
She picks herself up and moves to the door. Click.
Quoi? C'est verrouillé? Oh, m'ont-ils vraiment laissé ici toute seule? Oh, oh, attends. Le dispositif de contact, il est toujours dans ma valise.
I brought you a gift, Jay.
Jay? A familiar voice slides beneath the gap in the door.
Qui est-ce là-bas? Il y a un trou dans la porte.
There is indeed a hole covered with a loose cloth. She leans closer, peering through the hole, taking in everything outside. The familiar voice came from a man sitting in the round table she faced as she's seen before in the market.
Ils sont tous là.
As an apology for my children's poor behavior, I'd like you to take charge of this negotiation.
Jay hesitates for the moment, scanning the rank of Ledger's subordinates.
Thanks, Grandpa. But we both know we're not having a party here. And why doesn't your boy Gio come over and apologize himself?
Let me give you a piece of advice, Jay. Don't go tempting dogs away from their owners. Pay attention to your own men. Or did I misunderstand? This gift from us, Mr. Halleck, he a friend of yours?
The wall of people behind him parts, creating a path. The critters drag a bloodied man behind it, throwing him into the ground.
It's Hollick!
I'm sorry, Jay. I went to the New Age market. I just thought maybe there was something I could do.
His limbs hang loosely like a puppet with broken strings, unable to support his body. A thick blood gurl in his butt. A revolver is pressed against his gasping chest.
Legers, you piece of... I'll smash your head in and feed it to your dogs.
Don't do it, Beckett. We already have a captive to save.
Pioneer holds Beckett as he rages.
You should focus on your friends. Forget about the New Age market. It doesn't belong to you. Don't worry. Helping people make decisions is a particular skill of mine. I can be very motivating.
He stands up and pats Jay on the shoulder.
Let's play a game. You big boys love playing games, don't you?
He points at the revolver poking Hollick's chest.
Take a look. This revolver is fully loaded with 4 bullets. Here's how you play. I give you a condition. If you accept, I remove 1 bullet. When all the chambers are empty, you win. If you take your chances and reject the condition, I shoot. Just know that I might bury a bullet in your skull. I totally respect your freedom of choice. You're even welcome to try your luck with all 4 bullets loaded, if you like.
The gunman spins the cylinder of his revolver. A glint of light flashes across the boy's cat-like eyes.
I can see the bullets in the chamber when he rolls the cylinder. Alright, I gotta count for the boss. Gotta help him survive the game at the lowest price.
He dashes into the kitchen.
Here's your glass, boss.
Thanks, Wizen. I could use a drink.
He pulls out the paper from under the coaster, glancing from it at the corner of his eye. Then he coughs into it heavily.
I got sharp eyes. I can do lots of stuff. Counting coins, cars, finding water drops. I'm great at spotting cheats and shady dealers.
He hands the paper back to Wilson, hesitating for a moment before nodding.
All right. Let's do this, Grandpa. Wizen, get that tequila from the bar. Need a drink to clear our minds.
On it, boss.
Huh. That's a clever kid you got there. All right. Let's get started, kiddo.
The cylinder is spun again. 4 rounds, 4 demands. 2 ways that this can end.
Condition 1. Return what you took from us.
Sure.
Continue like this, Jay, and this'll be the best game I ever played.
I thought he'd hesitate at least a little bit. Looks like you got a coward for a boss, boys.
The boy mutters inaudibly.
5, 8, 10. 10 times. The next chamber's loaded.
He leans in and fills the shot glass once more.
Thanks, Wizen.
Condition 2. Get your people out of here. Now. We need quiet. Your friends are disturbing our conversation.
You heard him, guys. Get out of here.
Wizen, take good care of your boss.
At first, he decides to make his exit.
Jay, what are you doing? I'd rather take this bastard to hell with me. When did you become such a coward?
No, guys. You're not helping by staying here. Just go.
Beckett kicks the chair fruitlessly, holding his stare.
Damn it!
Beckett breaks as he makes his exit, and Russ follows until Jay sits alone.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Jay. You're a practical man. May the sufferer bless you. There's no denying that you got a merciful heart.
Ten. 18 times. The next 2 shots are safe. I gotta tell the boss.
Fill it up to the top, kiddo. Don't skimp on him. I'll tip you if Jay doesn't.
Yes, sir.
Now, condition 3.
Jay shakes his head, dismissing the words before he speaks up.
You've already lost the game, Legers.
Jay gazes just away from the red mark on Wilson's arm.
Oh, so you want to take your chances, huh? Figured 50-50 was close enough? But you know, kiddo, I never said I would only shoot once.
He bows his head, gripping the handle of his Bowie knife.
Try it, old man.
Do it.
Click.
You got lucky, kid. Now let's try that again.
Toward the scabbard, a cold gleam reflects the room dim lights like a star on a sheet of ice. The cocked hammer falls and finds another empty chamber. Sparks fly, trembling in the air.
Eat lead, you lucky bastard!
The deafening gunshot echoes against the walls.
Jay!
See what happens when you mess with me?
A new hole appears in the wall, and a revolver falls to the ground, still gripped by the severed arm.
Game's over, Grandpa.
Oh, but we'd prefer to continue. Kids, rip his face off.
Program activated.
It's newly made this year.
Loading. Charging. Eliminate target. And now to return to my long-term mission.
The Bowie knife is pointed at his throat.
If that's the way it's gotta be, let's do this, old man. But this time, we got the upper hand. Now give back what you took, and I'll let you and your little lackeys go. Or...
His blade pierced the skin of the neck, and blood trickles from the wound. Laser savers Jay with a pension
You're
scare.
a smart kid, Jay. But apparently you need a lesson in failure. I'll be glad to give it to you. We were actually playing 2 games just now. Those missed shots, they had a purpose. They may not have hit you, but they did hit our second target.
The explosion shakes the room, erupting with a surge of
Boss,
flames.
That's Halde's garage and your bike.
Put down the knife, kiddo. That was just a warning. To let you know the game isn't over yet. Now, I got one last condition. Let us leave in peace. So, what do you say?
Guys, help me out. Pollock needs this place to live. Damn it!
People outside desperate beats at the flames, but the fire grows fiercer despite their efforts.
I can turn all of Hyde Street to ashes, if you want me to.
The Bowie knife is lowered.
Good boy. By the way, get yourself a better knife. I got butter knives sharper than that thing.
Without any time to react, the gun muzzle flares. His Bowie knife shatters into pieces.
A warning for trying to take my men.
Flames lick at the charred debris, and Beckett sits dazed on the ground. The people at Hall Street gather silently, watching the fire, seeing their final ultimatum unfold. Then, the daze lifts, and Beckett raised without an outburst.
What happened to you, Jay? You were fearless when Hollick and I first met you. We were like a pack of stray dogs, rummaging through the trash cans and sleeping on the street. All we had were clothes on our backs, but we still made it this far. I'd rather break my bones and shed my last drop of blood than beg for mercy. But look at you, Jay. What were you thinking? Are you a coward, boss?
He spits on the ground as he helps the bloodied Hollick to his feet. He holds Jay's gaze as he unpins the badge and tosses it into the crash.
Don't blame him, Beckett. It's my fault. Please don't go. Jay! I'll come back to help!
Beckett pulls at Hollick, unable to contain his anger any longer.
Oh, come on, Hollick. You just said that this is your fault, so do me a favor and shut up. You know you're the one who got us into this mess, right? If you'd learned your damn lesson, none of this would have happened. So just shut up.
Hollick hands his head, dejected and quiet. Beckett forcibly drags the wounded giant away. Then another from the crowd.
Sorry, Mr. J. All I wanted was a safe place to sleep, not all this. I don't want to get killed.
He leaves behind the second badge and fiercely makes his way from the streets. The third and the fourth, they tremble, reluctantly feeling their own smallness in the crowd. The flames dwindle, and ash hangs in the air. The crowd breaks apart slowly and mercilessly until they're left only an empty, burnt-out street.
Boss, I'll get them to come back. We'll get everything back. Hey! Hey!
He runs to catch the crowd, but soon he too grasps his vulnerability, like a straggling bird left out from the flock. Alright, that's one unlocked. Oh. Anything good prizes? Alright, we get her, King's wishes. Okay, I see. Alright, so we are done with today's stream. We completed Shorekeeper's quest and Withering Waves. We did up to part 10 in the new 2.0 version of Reverse 1999. So thanks everyone for coming out for today's stream. Alright, so thanks everyone for that came out. Thanks Hoshi Koro for the raid. Thanks for the new follows.